right. Shadow Dictator. Dear Batshit Bill. That's another good one. Billy Bear, Batshit Bill, COVID Balls Bill. There's some good ones this week. All right, so we've been doing this thing, if you were a dictator, what you would be doing. All right, if I were a dictator, I would call all the shots as a shadow dictator. I'd have some pasty pretend patsy, sorry. It's my own fucking low self-esteem. I thought you were setting me up to take the fall. I'd have some patsy pretend to be dictator for the public while I make all of the decisions. I would compartmentalize the chain of command so no one knows who is really in charge. That's one way to keep the military or anyone from taking me out. If my patsy was taken out, I'd just have some replacements hanging around. There's a lot of holes in that, but I understand what you're doing. If your patsy gets taken out and everybody around him thinks he's the guy, they're going to be fighting with whoever's taking him over, and they're going to take out whatever security that guy has, which is also your security. What you should do is when the patsy gets taken out, you walk away with all the fucking money they thought the patsy had. And then you walk away like Hannibal Lecter at the end of fucking Good Will Hunting, whatever that fucking movie was called. Silence of the Lambs. That's how I would do it. By the way, isn't that what politicians are? They just, we're not going to say we have dictators. So you have all these fucking underpaid people, and then they all make zillions of dollars, and I guess their kids work in the Ukraine without having to show up and make $1 million a year. All I know is they all end up with a mansion on fucking Martha's Vineyard, and they're all amazing at the stock market. That's what I'm going to start. If I ever see a House of Representative or a senator, Senator, you got any stock tips, you fucking piece of shit? First thing I do is replace, this isn't continuing. First thing I do is replace all cars with self-driving vehicles because people can't drive for shit, except for me. I'd collect all the classic and exotic cars so I could drive a different one each day of the year. I'd abolish the stock market because fuck it. Oh, by the way, dude, how are you going to be a shadow dictator if you're the only guy driving around in these exotic cars? This guy's not going to last, man. I'd make healthcare, education, and shelter a basic right and fund those things so that people wouldn't revolt. I'd then build new cities by calculating how much resources are available per person and limit the population in each city accordingly. Voting would be done online, but people would be able to vote on things. I would allow, like putting Rick James on the $20 bill. Then I would go have a beer and think of what else I could do. Peace and go fuck yourself. I wonder if there are a way if you just exposed everything that these other assholes are doing. There's no way to do it. It's just human beings are just, we go after the dollar because you got the dollar, then you get the whores. If I were a dictator, hey, Billy, Red Scare. I guess that's a comment on my looks. That one kind of hurt. I'm not going to lie to you. Sorry. I was looking at it didn't really bother me. I was just looking down to see how much time I had done. All right. I'm sick of Kumbaya dances with the wolves dictators writing in about how they'd murder the bankers and give everyone a puppy. Here's what I do. I like this. Go against the grain. First and foremost, I'm in it for me. I'd rise to power by making different groups of people hate each other, and while they're busy fighting each other, I'd seize the high office. Not an original idea, but it's tried and true. It works. I'd immediately start wearing a military uniform full of medals I didn't earn, and I'd drive around in a Ferrari. Bulletproof. You got to do the Scarface thing with that first. Once I've consolidated power, I'd ban social media and liquidate their CEOs. I'd milk every last drop out of this country, and when I couldn't borrow another buck from the bank or buy another bottle of booze, I'd light a match. But in the meantime, me and my friends would have a good fucking time. Bill, if you support me, your daughter will be getting a LaFerrari for her sweet 16. If you don't support me, that's fine. You'll be pulling my rickshaw until your freckled ass collapses on the street. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. That's great.